Shout out to Charles Abram. He said, save yourself, black man is the way to go. All right. If you still dealing in the community, listen, I don't like to talk about a race of people, one better than the other, but the community is a disaster. It's a cesspool when you're dealing with that, man.
I refuse to be with the wildebeest. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be with the wildebeest. That's not going to happen.
Man, they're going to try to cancel you, bro.
And, bro, Aaron Fountain is coming. You know Aaron and he's watching. He coming for you, Professor J. Aaron Fountain is coming. Aaron Fountain is coming. Aaron Fountain is coming. You know Aaron and he's watching. He coming for you.
Look, all I'm saying is SYSBM will save your life.
I'm a black man that wears a helmet that posts videos on YouTube.
You think they want to deal with someone with that dirty, disgusting floor mop weave on their head?
Man, oh man, I haven't done a video on SYSBM in a while. It's the only group where I've sat through entire live streams where I'm literally in tears the entire time. Just for giggles, here are a few clips from past videos of them making the most asinine statements ever.
The democracy killed Tupac.
I'll just put it like this. The most popular porn site right now is black.com.
Because Harry Tubman did not even exist. Right. The story was created in 1942.
You wondering why they keep a lot of black men around, why they keep moving up in corporate America? It's because a lot of these white dudes would like to have those gentlemen around to service their wives.
See what I mean? If you have been following my content since the beginning when I was on my old channel, you would know by now that SYSBM is a fringe group. I cover them claiming Kobe Bryant and Chadwick Boseman were SYSBM because they had non-black or biracial wives, endorsing eugenics, citing interracial porn as proof of black men's global desirability, and other asinine statements. Although SYSBM is my favorite group to make videos about because it provides non-stop comedy, I'm cognizant that while the title sounds nice, it becomes troubling once you peel back the layers. Now, I'm fully aware that various content creators have done analysis on SYSBM, but for the most part, they have all made the same statements. Dating interracially won't save you. SYSBM is red pill for black women but blue pill for white women. That's not to say that these aren't good points, but to my knowledge, none of them have done a thorough inspection on the group or tortured themselves by reading this god-awful book. Given that I've written an article on the group and had my fair share of interactions with them, I figured I can give a unique perspective regarding this online community. So, what is SYSBM? In a nutshell, it's an online subculture of mostly faceless men who promote interracial dating and or marriage as saving oneself while demonizing black women and black people collectively. It was started by this man, Mad Bus Driver, who coincidentally used to be a bus driver. He explained in a past video how the group came about.
I had the channel up a long time. It was just called Mad Bus Driver. So I would post videos up about what I would see on the bus. And I would see how the kids were acting on the bus and stuff like that, on school buses when I used to drive one of those. And I would just critique that. So then I started watching Tommy Sotomayor. And then he had this relationship was with this Russian chick. I don't know if you remember her, Lana. So Lana, he went out to California and he was in that relationship with her. Well, apparently he was still messing with this girl back home and this black chick back home who robbed him of his equipment. And so I was like, damn, he finally found some freedom, right? And now this broad, this scraggle daggle is going to pull his ass back in. I started making videos. I'm like, yo, the solution to the problem is real simple. Stop messing with these broads, right? So I would make videos and I would show these broads fighting. I would make videos to show these broads, body slamming each other, all of that. Then Tommy Sotomayor had a fallout with Jason Black because they used to be cool. Jason Black never shows his face. Tommy Sotomayor shows his face. They had this, battle royale between who could be trusted. So I'm going to split the differences. I'm going to put on, I'm going to come out. They're going to see my face. No, they won't see my face. They'll just see I'm a black guy. But I'm going to hide my face. And it was also to protect my family because they were doxing everybody. And so, I'm like, okay, I got to protect myself, especially because I'm working around a bunch of scraggle daggles. You know, these are some real beasts out here in the field.
Unlike the Black Manosphere, which primarily exists on YouTube, you can find SYSBM on Twitter, Reddit, podcasts, and even a defunct WhatsApp and Telegram chat group. It's a group that is extremely subconscious about its image, so much so after I published an article about it, proponents kept commenting for weeks. And these guys even responded to a post on Urban Dictionary. And content creators who have publicly criticized the group have made those videos private or unlisted because of the backlash. The group adopted its own esoteric terminology that has spilled over into the Black Manosphere, such as scraggle-daggle, which means a woman who exhibits unflattering behavior, while SYSBM will claim that they're only talking about a small segment of Black women. When content creators talk about scraggle-daggle, they generally are talking about the vast majority of Black women.
You want to fix it? Fix the family. You want to really fix it? Go SYSBM. Go elsewhere. There's only 5% of Black women out there that are worth. If you can't find one, go elsewhere. That's why BM.
Can a brother find a quality Stargate with an American sister? I think it's possible, but you can win a lottery. You know, it's possible you could win a lottery. It's possible you get struck by lightning, all of that.
Looking at the numbers, you probably have a better chance winning the lottery than you would find a quality Stargate in that type of group.
Stargate, which means...
What is the Stargate? For those of you who don't know, that is the womb. The womb for which these men are coming to this earth by.
It's a group that lives in perpetual victimhood and believes there is a large force called the opposition that is outraged by increasing rates of interracial dating. It exacerbates the significance of Black women who disdain seeing Black men with non-Black women and relish in their supposed suffering that Black men are expanding their options while their female counterpart remain quote-unquote undesirable. You can watch video after video of these guys literally laughing at Black women's singleness while parading their own interracial relationship. Like some divestors, advocates view themselves as being intellectually and culturally superior to Black people collectively. Essentially, they portray themselves as the exceptional Blacks and show off their knowledge of foreign languages, Greek literature, medieval history, and other areas of interest where they assume they're the only Black person interested in the subject. Many of these men claim to live in middle and upper middle class white neighborhoods they refer to as quote-unquote Pleasantville.
And Professor J, I'm right there. I'm right there, just a few minutes from San Felipe and Kirby.
Oh, so you're in the rich area too. You got that money.
Hey, according to D. Durrell, you from SKC. You don't live over there.
Predominantly Black neighborhoods are referred to as quote-unquote
the community,
which is a term that comes from the Black Manosphere. Peeling back the layers of this juxtaposition, one would notice that many of these guys grew up in impoverished, predominantly Black communities and suffer from the grass is greener complex. But rather than encourage education and job advancement, it tells followers that the Black community is, quote, going to hell in a handbasket.
I'm a Black man that wears a helmet, that's standing in front of camera, that puts videos up on YouTube, that tells brothers that they need to save themselves, and maybe because the community that is known as, you know, the African American community, may be going to hell in a handbasket, I tell brothers that they may have to switch the game up, and they may have to, you know, seek relations in other fields.
The group isn't without its critics. Some YouTubers have accused SYSBM of Becky worshipping. Others labeled the philosophy as being red pill for Black women but blue pill for white women. SYSBM proponents reject such criticism and claim they reject daggles of every race. But there are little to no video and blog posts of them critiquing non-Black women in the same manner. Even when confronted with clips of unflattering behaviors from non-Black women, they still uphold their notion that non-Black women are monumentally better dating partners.
You might have hoes in other different countries, right? I'm not going to deny that. But there is nowhere near the out-of-wedlock childbirth rate in Japan as it is here in America with women of a certain demographic.
The cast of characters who make up SYSBM is just as nutty as the philosophy. London-based writer Babatunde Umanah runs a blog Slaying Evil and is the author of the self-published book Negro Wars, a short and critical examination of the modern-day black woman, the destroyer of the black community and the cause of the up-and-coming civil battle. To make a long story short, it's a horrendous book. I attempted to read it on Kindle and stopped because it was pure torture. And others agree with me.
This hateful pig of a human being, Babatunde, who writes a book without an annotated bibliography, who doesn't know anything about MLA style, who doesn't know anything about APA style annotated bibliographies, who puts a bunch of links, doesn't even have a reference page. Your table of contents looks like it came out of a Microsoft Word program.
Despite leaving a review on Amazon, he still insists I must write a thorough book review to disprove his points. As if I would waste my time with a book that has no footnotes, endnotes, or a bibliography page. He literally left YouTube links in the middle of chapters as references. Other claims have no citations. For example, he claimed in the book that black women thwarted slave rebellions but provided no evidence. The Slaying Evil blog is essentially a black women hate fest. Despite all of them swearing off black women romantically, Umanah claims SYSBM discusses black women because members still must deal with them in other areas of life like customer service. But if you read his blog, most of his critiques about black women deal with dating and mating, motherhood, and random social media posts and videos of black women engaging in abnormal behavior. He literally takes these clips and insists it's representative of black women as a whole. And don't even get me started on the comment section. I am always amazed at how black men could actually live with such a disgusting, fat, absolutely awful looking woman. I suppose if you grow up eating every day of your life, you will see nothing wrong with eating This is what many black men have to deal with. Mad Bus Driver and Umanah are the most significant players in the group, but there are others who are either well known or make few videos. There is Straight Shooter who films himself in his garage. I didn't even know who this guy was until he made a video about me and accused me and another longtime critic of being the same person. There's King Sigma, who is obsessed with black women dating non-black men and make up the most ludicrous claims based off non-scientific data.
Yeah, exactly. Based on my research, I've concluded that the bottom quarter of white men have access to the top 80% of black women. Because
there's Supreme King Coon, who routinely promulgates the conservative talking points that marriage is the panacea to many of the problems faced by black people. He also promotes this dubious let it burn theory where he believes the problems in the black community should continue with no alleviation, so then people will realize the consequences of poor life decision and adjust their behavior.
SKC, you are married to an Asian woman, so why do you talk a lot about black women and people? Well, easy.
Oh, that should have been a super chat question right there.
Yeah.
That should have been a super chat question. Come on.
Yeah,
go ahead if you want to answer it. Go ahead.
That's easy. As I stated in my summation, I like watching it burn. It's just that simple.
There's also GW3 Extreme, who is by far the dumbest and most hateful person in the group, right in front of Babatunde.
Black women are not intellect collectively.
But not.
I'd say by 2004 was the last time I saw a very attractive looking black woman. This female is an epigenetic curse. So every time you breed with her and produce a child, you automatically produce dysfunction by default.
That reality is even a fat white or Latino woman is more valuable than the average black woman. That's true, Martin.
No,
that's true.
That is the saddest truth. Especially the modern day black female. It's equivalent of practicing bestiality. The dark-skinned black female has a bad hygiene because of her melanin.
And then there's Kirigakure Jones, who is cringe as Jones has always struck me as a person who significantly exaggerated about his life. He claimed to have worked on Wall Street, currently makes a lot of money in the financial industry, is light-skinned and is married to a Japanese woman, and brags about his son having expansive dating options in the future, primarily because of his skin complexion and his exoticness. He routinely deletes his content, but most videos deal with demographics, pseudo-history, and claim every black man who dates out is SYSBM. I'm not even joking about that.
And the opposition isn't saying anything about fellow SYSBMers Frederick Douglass's statue. Exactly right.
Him and a few others seem to take this SYSBM stuff seriously.
And I came across that brother, and I was just playing. I was like, SYSBM, because I saw him with the gate. And he turned around and he said, "Till the casket drops." And I was like, oh.
Even to the point that he admits to thinking about it when he's out in public.
And then I thought about the opposition. Oh, sorry. Sometimes the count wants to step in there.
He also gets enjoyment of looking at pictures of young black men in interracial relationships, which is quite odd considering that some of the photographs he shows are obviously minors.
For example, we have this brother with this lovely, voluptuous Stargate of fair-skinned Western European extraction.
You have other content creators that I haven't mentioned, like Trey the MBD and various others, but I'll save them for another video. Overall, SYSBM is an incoherent ideology. It pretty much hates all black women, but avoids making absolutist statements. But the more you listen to the rhetoric, it's pretty obvious that many of these men suffer from self-hatred. And I will definitely have more videos on SYSBM in the future, because this video literally just scratched the surface.